Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mia. I live in China and this is my life. So today I want to talk about the downfalls of working at a Chinese university. Now, if you know me and if you ever see me on Reddit, which you probably don't even know my Reddit username, but every time I see someone asking, oh, I'm moving to China, what kind of job should I get? I just want teaching experience, or I just want to live abroad, get that cultural experience, meet other people, maybe you want to travel. My first recommendation, work at a university. A lot of people don't agree with me, and I get it, but like I said in my other video where I talk about working at a university, there's a lot of benefits. Low hours, yes, your pay is low, but it gives you time to do what you want to do, such as travel, such as make YouTube videos, hang out with your friends, do whatever you want. So I always say working at a university has a lot of benefits. I recommend people to work at universities all the time, as long as that's what they want. I think you need to be a certain kind of person to work in primary schools, kindergartens, training centers. If you want that kind of lifestyle, then go for it. But I don't think working at a university is all bad. However, today I'm talking about my negatives. I always say so many positives about working at the university. Today we're going to talk about negatives, and some of them I'm going through right now, and that's why I'm making this video. So I do touch on some of these in my video, like I said, working at a university and a day in my life, but I'm just reiterating them now. Like I talked about in my going back to school video, coming back to face-to-face classes has almost been like a shock for me, because if you think I haven't taught since January, did I even teach in January or December 2019, and then September we're back to school teaching, and I have to go back and change my teaching styles again, and my classes are different. So it's kind of, I don't know, it was maybe a hard transition for me because I loved online classes, I loved quarantine, you know me, I'm a weirdo, but going back to school has been a lot. First thing I'm going to talk about, and I do usually say this when people ask me about universities, is the class sizes are huge. My largest class, well actually I had too many students for the seats. In two of my classes already, when we had the first day of classes, I had to say, hey, you need to go to the other teacher's class because there's no chairs in here. That's crazy. I don't even know how it really even gets through on the schedule that they put, 60 students in a classroom that only has seats for 55, but it happens and it's frustrating, and I hate to be the bad guy to be like, bye, leave my class, see you never. I hate that, but I have to do it because I can't have too many students than seats. That's just crazy. So like I said, my largest class, because of the classroom, is 55. That's insane. I hate it. I think it's too many students for a listening and speaking course. Of course, if I was kind of lecturing, whatever, it's no big deal, but I'm not lecturing. I do listening and speaking. I do a lot of conversations and discussion-based type activities throughout the course, so it's hard with that many students, and then at the end of the semester I have to grade them individually, which is really hard, especially if they're quiet and I don't see them. Maybe they sit in the back of class or whatever. It's really hard to remember 55 students, and then you have how many classes do I have this semester? 9. I have 9 classes this semester. So although I think my smallest one is about 40, maybe 39, but if you think, 40 to 55 students over 9 classes, how am I going to remember them? Yeah. Number 2 is your curriculum. It seems that in most universities here, there's 2 typical scenarios that you might find yourself in at a university. Scenario number 1, which I found myself in at both of my universities, is, hey Mia, these are your classes, but you have no material, so just make it up yourself. You're a native speaker, right? You can teach English. Just make up the whole curriculum. What? Like I said, that's how my first university was, so by the time I got here, I had a lot of stuff that I made up. I knew some things worked well in a large classroom, some things did not. So I do have a lot of material that I'm reusing every year, which is great. I don't have to create too much, but I do like to sprinkle some new activities in or new topics in just to honestly entertain myself. These students haven't been doing it for 5 years, but I've been doing it for 5 years. And then when you're doing it all week, having the same course 9 times, by the 7th, 8th, 9th class, you're going insane. So yeah, is that another one? Maybe repeat courses or teaching the same thing so many times in a week. What I've done this semester is Monday I have 3 classes, Tuesday I have 2, Wednesday I have 4. So what I've done is Monday and Tuesday are on one lesson schedule and Wednesday's on a different lesson schedule, so that it kind of just gives me some variety and I'm not teaching the same thing every day all day. It's helping, but it's a lot. The second situation you might find yourself in, if you're not totally thrown in the deep end with absolutely zero material, you might be given material that's extremely outdated. A lot of the teachers that work at our university in the undergraduate department, I work in the graduate department, so the undergraduate teachers, a lot of them have to use textbooks for all of their courses, and you know, you find them talking about how to fax, how to write a letter, just talking about some things that really aren't relatable these days, or you don't even think the students are gonna use it. So that's the other situation you might find yourself in, and it's really hard. If you're giving some type of freedom to work with the lessons how you want to and choose the ones you think are the best, then that's great. But if you have to stick to the book every lesson and have a test with all the teachers on the same material, then that might be a bit hard. Or you might find yourself teaching something that you might think, why am I even teaching this? Or how are the students going to use this in the future? If you do find yourself with this material, my advice is always look at the topic, look through the material, see what is the most important. Maybe there are some good parts, and then maybe you can just skip over the stuff that you think is not so great. And then you can add something on top that you do think is useful, or you can even explain, hey, we don't use faxers? Hey, we don't use pagers anymore, or hey, everyone has a smartphone these days, so no one's gonna be talking about blah blah blah. Can I use your computer for internet? And then my advice, if you have to create your own lessons, is to look online. I was really lucky. I think I reached out to Reddit on the TEFL Reddit and was asking like, hey guys, I was just thrown into a university and they told me I don't have any materials, so what should I do? And I had some nice people send me some books, some PDFs that they thought were really useful. I was able to go through it and pick and choose what I thought were good lessons. And like I said, now I even can just Google, hey, if I want to talk about this topic, what are some activities I can do? How can we have discussions or whatever? And that's what I found I can do. So the internet has so much information, especially if you're a new teacher. So don't be afraid if you're given absolutely nothing. You can find stuff and you can do it. I know it's really daunting if you are given nothing, especially if you don't come from a teaching background. It's scary, but like I said, Reddit, Google, so much information. All right, last one. I don't know if you're ready for this. I'm like really heated about this topic right now because it's in my life right now. So it's like, I'm so frustrated. Students think that you can change their grade with a press of a button and it's no big deal. And that is so frustrating. I have students who failed last semester. Mind you, like I said, last semester was online. Online classes, in my opinion, were so easy, so easy. I did not have high expectations at all. All you needed to do, send the hello message at the beginning of class so I know you're paying attention. It's like taking attendance, right? My attendance message at the beginning of class, participate in class, do your homework or do the in-class work or whatever. And we were doing literally like 50% of the work that we would be doing in face-to-face classes because people were talking more because they were just using their phones. So of course they're going to be texting more or writing more than they would be face-to-face. They're so scared to speak, right? Well, I had some students who did absolutely nothing, or maybe they just did the attendance message and for some reason they thought they were going to pass. How were you going to pass doing nothing in class? You're an adult. Like I said, I teach in the graduate department. These are master's students. They already have their bachelor's degree. They're probably wanting a PhD as well. And they can't comprehend that if you do nothing in the class, you're gonna fail or you're gonna get a low score. I have one student who didn't even turn in his final exam. And he's like, hey Mia, can you give me a higher score? What do you mean? You didn't even do your exam. He even admitted he didn't take my class seriously. And that goes on to another thing. A lot of students don't take foreign teachers courses seriously because one, they could care less, especially if they're non-English majors or their major relates nothing to English. They don't think they're gonna use English in the future. They're not gonna pay attention. They don't take your class seriously. They think you're gonna pass them on doing nothing just because you're a foreign teacher and you don't wanna fail anyone. Well, I am not that teacher. No, I got sick of that real fast. I don't like people thinking my class is an easy class. I can get an easy pass in Mia's class by doing nothing. No, not my class. Go take someone else's. I don't mean to get so angry, but it gets me so heated. Like, seriously, I don't think my classes are that hard. I think I give my students a lot of time. I tell them like a month or more before the final exam, hey, this is your final exam, prepare for it. You can ask me all kinds of questions. Is this okay? Is that okay? And then later you find out you didn't do well because you didn't listen to the instructions that I gave you a month before it was due. How is that my fault? And then they try to make me feel bad that, oh, well, you should accept what I did because da-da-da. No, that's so unfair. If someone else in your class got like a 90, 94, then why should I change your grade? It doesn't mean it's impossible to get a high score in my class. No, you just need to do the work. Anyway, I have so many students who I gave low scores to last semester because I get it was online, but also I think I graded easier? I was more lenient with my grading last semester than usual. I mean, come on. It's just frustrating. I think it's kind of like, I think some students don't think that teachers are gonna grade them based on their performance, and that's what gets me really frustrated. Like, during the end of the course, you get a lot of, oh Mia, you look so pretty today. Oh Mia, I love you. I love your classes. They're so fun. And it's like, I know you're lying. I know that you think I'm just gonna, oh, Bobby said I looked pretty, give him an A+. Like, what? It makes me wonder, does this work on other teachers? Because it does not work on me. No, not work on me. And I just wanted to say, like, I think for us, or especially for me, I'm thinking, can I even imagine if I failed a class when I was in college, which I did. I didn't pass everything on the first try. I wasn't the best student. So I can't even imagine failing a class knowing that I didn't put the work in, I didn't do all my assignments, maybe I didn't study for the final exam or whatever. I failed classes, yeah. But I can't even imagine going to the professor after they give me my grade and saying, hey, but I did my best. Can you pass me? I did my best. What? Like, I don't get it. I mean, sometimes if the students have like a 59, 58, something close to a 60, I might bump it up. And actually, for the online classes, I bumped everyone's scores up. But if you had a 0 and you did nothing all day, what am I bumping up? I'm bumping up your 0? No, I don't know. Do you think I'm a harsh teacher? I don't think I am. I just like to be taken seriously. I just don't want people to think, oh, Mia's class is so easy, you don't have to do anything. Because I hate when students don't do anything. I don't like to lecture. I want you to talk a lot and do these things. I don't like it. Anyway, some students make me so angry. So actually, those are my top 3 downfalls of working at a university. Still, I'll probably suggest it over working at a training center or a kindergarten, but that's for someone who has a personality type like me. If you're constantly energetic and happy to sing and dance, then go ahead, go work at a training center or a kindergarten. Maybe if you just want to come, live abroad, work a little bit, get paid a decent amount that's livable, and travel around, have a lot of free time. Maybe you're not really into teaching, you don't have a teaching background, you don't care about that part, you just want to experience life, then working at a university might be up your alley and something you could look into. Anyway, that's all I have for today. If you have any other questions about me working at a university, let me know. I won't be working at a university for too much longer. I'll be done in January. I'm so excited because I've had enough. Thanks for watching my video. You can like it or you can subscribe it. Maybe you can look at my Instagram, although I'm really bad at posting on Instagram, but you might want to look at it. Look at it, looky. Anyway, I'm tired. Bye.